Wolfden Wrestling Podcast Episode 3. We will have a special guest joining us very shortly. But first, let's get into our rumor roundup. First rumor is Eva Marie leaving the WWE, or has she already left the WWE? Well, that rumor, honestly, in my opinion, could be good or bad news because Eva Marie is very young in her career in a way with the WWE, but a lot of people don't really get behind her, so I think that it could possibly be a good idea. However, I don't know if it's true or not. However, as of right now, she still is under contract with the WWE, so it looks like that she is currently still with WWE, so this rumor might not be true. Kurt Angle wants to fight Samoa Joe and AJ Styles before retiring. This rumor, I think, would be a good idea in a way, because it'd be like Kurt Angle's last hurrah in a way in the WWE or in the wrestling business, because Kurt is a legend already. He's already going into the WWE Hall of Fame, so why not have him fight at least one more match to establish himself, kind of like Sting did with Triple H and Seth Rollins and that. Another WWE draft could be in the works after WrestleMania 33. So after WrestleMania 33, around June, could be another wrestling WWE draft, which means that if this does happen, you could be seeing some SmackDown guys going to Monday Night Raw and some Raw guys going to SmackDown Live. Or you could even see some NXT superstars being called up to the main roster and going to either Raw and or SmackDown, which in my opinion would be great for business, and I think that they should continue with the drafts as they normally do. Paige going to MMA. Paige is a WWE woman wrestler who has not been appearing on WWE television in quite some time, so it could possibly be that her and WWE are currently having some issues with contracts and everything and personal lives. So I think it's very much possible for her to establish herself and go on and move to MMA. And I think it'd be good for her in a way to move on outside of the wrestling world if that is her decision. Kane is out for nagging injuries. Kane is actually out for nagging injuries, which is more so this is like a rumor, so that could explain why we have not seen the Demon Kane in quite some time, since a few weeks ago or a few months ago, which, I mean, if it is, it's good that he's getting out to kind of back away from wrestling for a little bit to get them nagging injuries out of the way. And the last piece of rumor is TNA is interested in signing Sanjay Dutt. I believe so that TNA had him under contract before, but I could be wrong about that. But even if they do sign him, I think he'd be a great X Division wrestler, and I think it'd be good for TNA Wrestling if he does. Now we're done with the rumor roundup. Let's get into actual news. Naomi winning the Women's Championship for the SmackDown Live. At the last Elimination Chamber, she won this against Alexa Bliss, and I cannot say that she does not deserve it, because she truly does. In my opinion, I think she worked from the bottom to the top, and now she is the top of the women's division on SmackDown Live, and I think it couldn't be better for a better person. Bray Wyatt winning the WWE Championship. Another person that I honestly seen it coming, but it's well deserved. Bray Wyatt has not literally held the singles championship at all through his WWE tenure, even as Husky Harris at the time. So I think it's great that he won the WWE Championship at Elimination Chamber as well. Like Naomi, I think it's well deserved, and it's about time. TNA Wolves tag team breaking up. TNA, the Wolves, Eddie Edwards, and Davey Richards have broke up on TNA last episode on February 9th, I believe. They, honestly, in my opinion, it's kind of bittersweet. I like them both. I like the Wolves, and I think that they could have went on with the Wolves storyline a little bit more before they broke them up. However, it's going to be great because of you're going to see how they both fare in singles competition and how everything goes. About Jeff Jarrett now in full control of TNA. Jeff Jarrett is now back in full control of TNA. Dixie Carter is completely out of the company, so I think it is very much good for the company in a way. I like Dixie, but I think Jeff Jarrett's going to push the company into more of a better standpoint in a way. Josh Matthews and Jeremy Borash argue over Twitter who the best announcer is. Josh Matthews and Jeremy Borash are TNA announcers / commentators, and they argued over Twitter over who the best announcer was in the world, and I think that it was just like a childish thing in my opinion, but I mean, I guess they could really both have their credentials to be the best, but who knows. And the last piece of news is Eddie Edwards' wife, Alexis, is currently not signed to TNA, however, but it could be in the works. So, I think it would be great because of going back to the Wolves breaking up. Angelina Love, Davey Richards' wife, attacked Alexis, which is Eddie Edwards' wife as well. So, it could be in the works that she's having a TNA contract coming in. We all know that Alexis is a wrestler herself, so it could possibly be in the works that she could be stepping into the six-sided ring and possibly having a few matches with Angelina Love. Because on her Twitter page, she has stated that this is not over between Angelina Love and herself, or Eddie and Davey. Now, before my guest joins me, let's get into our Elimination Chamber overall grade, which for every pay-per-view that I do the podcast for the next time, I'll be giving it an overall grade, which this Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, I gave an A-. I think that I gave it an A- because it was a great pay-per-view, don't get me wrong, but I think that they lost points in my mind because of the new way the Elimination Chamber looks. I think the Elimination Chamber of the older times was better, and it looked a lot better in a way. I don't really care for the new one. I mean, it looked cool, but I think that the original one was 10 times better. That's just my opinion. And that's why I took points away. Also, I took points away because one of the matches kind of ended in a way that I didn't want to. Not because I was kind of like one over the other or anything like that. But I think it should have ended a different way, with one woman coming over the other woman. Nikki and Natalya ended in a double countout, which I think that it could have ended in an actual pinfall victory or submission victory by one or the other. It would have been 10 times better. Now, with that said, let's welcome in our guest, Shawna Palm. Do questions. What is the overall thoughts of Elimination Chamber?
It was okay.
How do you feel about the new WWE Champion and Women's SmackDown Live Champion?
I think they both deserved it.
From NXT, besides Ember Moon, who do you think is next in line to fight Asuka?
Nikki Cross.
From NXT, who do you think should be next to debut on the main roster, Raw or SmackDown?
Shinsuke Nakamura.
What do you think about the TNA Wolves breaking up?
I don't like it.
Stephanie calls into question Mick Foley's GM skills on a lot. So how do you feel about his GM skills?
I think he does a great job.
That's pretty much it.
That's it.
Alright guys, that was our guest Shawna Palm. She was answering questions about various topics from NXT to WWE to TNA. So, we're going to end this out next Tuesday. I'll see you guys again for episode 4 of the Wolfden Wrestling Podcast. As of right now, it's just going to be a rumor roundup and news talk episode. and I'll be giving some talk about some things that happened on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live this upcoming week. Have a great day, and peace.